Food can be a tangible and accessible way to understand and connect with different cultures. One chef has led the movement to bring traditional food from her home country of Laos to diners across the country. Laura Barone Lopez reports for our Arts and Culture series, Canvas.
Thank you so much for coming.
For Chef Sang Luangla, dinner here at her Tip Cow restaurant in Washington, D.C. is about more than the food.
I saw you order lab alligator. I was like, oh, I gotta go to that table.
It's amazing.
It's a chance to highlight the rich heritage and culinary artistry of Laos, a country she fled in 1981 at age 12 with her mother, uncle, and 2 brothers after her father was taken to a labor camp.
We have to cross the Mekong River at 3 o'clock in the morning through a small, tiny boat. Then we have to walk about our chest height water to the other side of the riverbank in Thailand.
Some 300,000 people fled the landlocked country in the years after 1975. That was after the failure of both the Vietnam War and the massive covert 9-year bombing campaign in Laos led by the U.S., known as the Secret War.
When we get to the Thai border, we heard gunshots. So we heard people trying to escape, either people trying to escape after us, or they just shoot up in the sky when they saw us.
Many temporarily settled in refugee camps in northern Thailand. That's where Chef Sang, as she's now known, learned to prepare dishes from across Laos that are still reflected in her cooking today.
I have a stronger flavor profile because of what I had learned in refugee camps and also when I came to America, and I also meet different people from all over Laos.
Once she settled in the U.S., her love of food grew. But she only cooked Lao food for her family and people who were already familiar with the flavors and strong aroma.
I grew up have to hide. My parents would say, if you eat Lao food, don't eat in front of your friends. I was doing that to my son too. I packed food for him and I said, just be careful because we don't want your friend to smell. It's like something that we were hiding, why we should be hiding.
In 2010, she became a professional chef, buying her first restaurant, Bangkok Golden, in nearby Falls Church, Virginia. But her friends and family discouraged her from serving Lao food.
And they were like, well, I don't think you should do it because Thai is marketable. Lao is not marketable. Nobody knows where Laos is. And, of course, in my mind at that time, I use that as my inspiration, as my motivation. People come for Thai buffet and then will ask, are you here for the buffet or are you here for Lao food? A lot of people were shocked. They'd never heard of that. They was like, what is Lao food? So then we start educating people, about, Lao food.
You just have to talk about it.
Talk about it and teach how to eat it. Because Lao food is very pungent. It's a lot of padak, which is fermented fish sauce. And there's also a lot of different exotic ingredients like, spice, and also like a lot of fresh herbs. So we also taught people how to eat it with rice instead of eating with lettuce or by itself like a salad. So we taught people how to grab sticky rice and roll it up in the ball and eat it with lap.
She renamed Bangkok Golden in 2017 to Pa Dek, the very sauce she was taught to hide. This DC location, Tip Cow, is a nod to the rice baskets that serve sticky rice, an integral part of Lao cuisine and culture.
Can you smell it?
Although many Americans are familiar with Thai papaya salad, she showed me how it's used in the Lao version, known as Tama Kun.
That has a spice. I can't embarrass my family. I gotta handle the spice.
Her recipe for success has won over diners from all different backgrounds, including Lao Americans.
I remember bringing my parents here for the first time and seeing non-Lao people eating Lao food was incredible. I think my parents were about to cry. I think I was about to cry. It was really special to get to move to a new city and then have a place that felt like home.
I knew of Laos as a region, but I've never tried the food. It's really important to recognize where people are from and what made them who they are.
Chef Sang now runs 4 restaurants in and around the Washington area and hosts frequent pop-up events like this recent backyard barbecue and market in Arlington. She's also become the godmother of what's known as the Lao food movement that encourages chefs to embrace their heritage and history.
I think it's so important to learn the culture, to teach people. The only way that I would say I thought about teaching people where Laos is, put Laos on the map, the only way I can do is through food.
Lao restaurants have popped up across the U.S. in cities big and small in recent years, including Morganton, North Carolina, Rockford, Illinois, and Wasilla, Alaska. Many run by chefs Luong Loth helped mentor along the way.
She gave me some advice on what to do and to follow my instincts, follow my gut, follow my palate.
Chef Jeff Chonchalin opened his restaurant, Madair, in Oklahoma City in 2021, after spending more than 2 decades working at Japanese restaurants there.
I wanted to go back to my roots to do Lao food because I was kind of ashamed and felt terrible about abandoning my culture for so long.
The restaurants won critical acclaim in national press, and like Chef Sang, he emphasizes teaching through food.
And I'm trying to make up for that now by learning as much as I can. I'm learning every day, and as I'm learning, I am hopefully training and educating my staff so that they can educate the diners, and those diners, you can spread the word, because with this food and with this culture, you know, a lot of it kind of spreads by word of mouth.
Keeping that history alive is what keeps Chef Sang going.
It's also bring me a happiness, bring me as a person, a better person. I'm proud of who I am, proud of my culture. Now I can sing out loud. I'm loud and proud.
You can scream it.
Yes.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Laura Barone Lopez in Washington.